Have you ever wondered why you wake up 2 or 3 times every night just to use the bathroom, even though you didn't drink much water before bed? Maybe you've rolled over at 3 a.m., groaning inside because your sleep barely started before it was broken again. You feel drained, and in the morning it's like you never rested at all. Many of us chalk it up to aging, weak kidneys, or just the body slowing down. But there's something most people overlook. Sometimes the real culprit is as innocent as a slice of fruit after dinner. Sounds odd, doesn't it? But it's true. A few orange slices, some fresh pineapple, or even a glass of juice, things that feel light and healthy can actually irritate your bladder and wake you up at night. I'm not saying this for shock value. Research from Japan shows that after age 60, our bladders become much more sensitive than they were when we were younger. Even a small amount of acid from fruit can send a false signal to the brain, time to go, even when your bladder isn't full. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 fruits that are gentle on the bladder, fruits that help you sleep better and reduce nighttime bathroom trips. I'll also share 5 fruits that seem healthy, but may quietly be disturbing your sleep and putting added strain on your heart, blood pressure, and mental clarity the next day. Just a small change in your late afternoon fruit choices can make a big difference in just a few days. And who knows, a ripe banana or a slice of papaya might be the simple secret to 6 straight hours of deep, uninterrupted sleep. Have you ever had the habit of eating fruit after dinner? I'd love to hear your honest experience in the comments below. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Live Healthy After 50, and turn on the notification bell so we can keep learning together. Because good health often starts with the smallest things, like eating the right fruit at the right time. Part 1. 5 fruits that help you sleep better and pee less at night. My friend, after turning 50, deep sleep can start to feel fragile. Many people wake up several times a night needing to use the bathroom, which leaves them feeling exhausted and foggy the next morning. But here's the good news: by choosing the right fruit in the afternoon or after dinner, you may be able to cut down those nighttime trips. The fruits I'm about to share are not only light and easy to digest, but they also help soothe the bladder so it doesn't send those annoying false alarms all night long. The result: better sleep, more energy, and a clearer mind in the morning. Number 1, bananas. Sometimes the simplest things are the ones we overlook the most. Take bananas, for example. Cheap, familiar, easy to find, and surprisingly powerful when it comes to improving sleep and reducing nighttime bathroom visits. Once we're past 50, the body starts reacting more sensitively to even small changes. The bladder in particular can become jumpy. Just a little stimulation, maybe a shift in position or a hint of acidity, can trigger the urge to go, even if the bladder isn't truly full. That's why so many folks say, I'm fine during the day, but once I lie down, I have to get up every hour or two. Bananas can help. Thanks to their rich natural potassium, they help relax the smooth muscles surrounding the bladder. When those muscles are calm, the bladder isn't squeezing unnecessarily. That means fewer false alarms during the night. And here's another plus: bananas are low in acid. That's key for older adults because acidic urine can irritate the bladder lining, which is already more delicate with age. With less irritation, your bladder stays calm and your sleep stays deep. There's a gentleman I spoke with, Mr. James, 67, from San Diego. He used to get up 3 times every night to pee. He felt tired all day, always running on empty. But after his daughter suggested he eat 1 ripe banana around 5 p.m. every day, the change was remarkable. After a week, he was only waking once, and sometimes not at all. No pills, no cost, just a banana at the right time. According to the National Institutes of Health, an average banana contains about 400 milligrams of potassium. That's enough to support your autonomic nervous system, the part that manages bladder function. Plus, bananas offer vitamin B6, which calms the nerves and eases anxiety, another sneaky factor behind restless sleep in older adults. But timing matters. You'll get the most benefit if you eat your banana around 5 p.m. or about an hour after dinner. Avoid eating one right before bed. And don't eat a cold banana straight from the fridge. It can upset your stomach, especially if your digestion is sensitive. Think about it: if just 1 ripe, smooth, sweet banana a day can bring you a full night's rest, isn't it worth a try? Because at our age, sleep isn't just about staying in bed. It's about quality of life, mental sharpness, and a strong, steady heart in the morning. And sometimes it all starts with one small habit, like eating your banana at the right time in the right way. Number 2, papaya. Do you remember how back in the day our parents or grandparents would slice up some ripe papaya after dinner? That wasn't just a habit, it was wisdom. Papaya isn't just sweet and delicious. It's a quiet little hero that helps your stomach feel lighter and your sleep feel deeper, much more so than many other fruits. Think about it. When your stomach is bloated or filled with undigested food, it puts pressure on your lower abdomen right where your bladder sits. And when the bladder is being squeezed, even if it's not full, it still sends a message to your brain, time to go. That's why you might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, even though you've only been in bed for a couple of hours. Papaya has a unique digestive enzyme called papain. It's a natural compound that helps break down proteins and empty your stomach more efficiently. When your stomach is properly cleared, it takes the pressure off the bladder. That phantom urge to pee, it gradually disappears. What you get instead is a deeper, more peaceful night's sleep without being disturbed by that uncomfortable pressure in your belly. What's more, nutrition experts say papaya is mildly alkaline. That's a big plus for older adults. As we age, our bodies can produce more acidic urine, which irritates the bladder lining. The more acidic the urine, the more likely you are to feel burning urgency and those annoying nighttime bathroom trips. Papaya helps calm this irritation naturally, with no need for medication. I once heard from a retired teacher named Karen, age 65, living in Sarasota, Florida. She told me that eating about half a cup of ripe papaya every evening after dinner made a big difference. Before that, she was waking up around 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. almost every night because her bladder wouldn't quit. But after 1 week, she was sleeping straight through the night. She felt lighter, clearer-headed, and even said her mood had improved. Papaya is also a great fruit for seniors because it's soft, easy to chew, easy to digest, and full of soluble fiber that keeps the bowels moving smoothly. Just make sure to choose a papaya that's ripe, bright orange flesh, soft but not mushy, and eat it at room temperature. Don't keep it in the fridge too long, and avoid unripe papaya, which can contain a sticky latex that may irritate your stomach. A lot of people think that in order to sleep well, you need sleeping pills, meditation apps, or a brand new mattress. But sometimes all it takes is a slice of ripe papaya at the right time, in the right amount, to keep your stomach calm, your bladder quiet, and let sleep come to you like a gentle reward from your body. I truly believe that for folks like us, nothing is more precious than sleeping through the night. And who knows, maybe the secret to that peaceful rest is sitting right there on your fruit plate this evening. Give it a try. One slice of papaya, one full night of sleep. It sounds simple, but it could make a world of difference. Number 3, pears. My friend, there's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Many cases of nighttime urination in older adults aren't just caused by weak kidneys or an overactive bladder. The real issue for a surprising number of people starts in the gut. That's right, constipation. It might seem like just a nuisance that causes bloating or discomfort, but it can silently be the reason you're waking up multiple times a night. When the intestines get backed up, that built-up stool puts pressure on the lower abdomen, right where the bladder is located. That pressure can trigger a false urge to urinate, even if there's not much urine present. You might go to bed expecting a good night's sleep, only to be nudged awake because your bladder feels squeezed again and again. That's exactly why pears deserve a place on your afternoon menu. Pears contain a natural sugar called sorbitol, a compound that gently stimulates the bowels, helping to soften and move stool without cramping or upsetting digestion. When your gut is clear, your belly feels calm, and your bladder isn't forced to work overtime at night. I once heard from a woman named Linda, 62, living in Tucson, Arizona. She had struggled with chronic constipation, going to the bathroom only 2 or 3 times a week. She felt sluggish, lost her appetite, and her sleep was always broken. Then her son brought her a few fresh pears and encouraged her to eat half a pear each afternoon, skin on, chewed slowly. Within a week, everything changed. Her digestion improved, she felt lighter, and best of all, her sleep was no longer interrupted by those annoying nighttime wake-ups. According to the American Clinical Nutrition Institute, pears are one of the best fruits for soluble fiber, especially pectin, which helps hold water in the intestines and makes stool softer and easier to pass. The skin of the pear in particular holds most of the antioxidants and fiber, so if it's washed well, eating the whole fruit gives you the full benefit. Here's a quick tip. Choose pears that are just ripe, not too soft, not bruised. Eat them slowly and chew well to help your body absorb the nutrients. And try not to juice them since most of the fiber gets left behind. Whole fruit works best. Instead of turning to laxatives or hard-to-control detox teas, why not try something gentle and natural? Just half a pair each afternoon can help empty the bowels, relieve bladder pressure, and give you the uninterrupted sleep your body craves. Sometimes a restful night doesn't come from a strong sleep pill. It starts with a peaceful, well-functioning digestive system. Think about it. If a simple switch in your afternoon fruit could support your gut, your bladder, and your sleep all at once, wouldn't it be worth a try? One cool, sweet pear. One full night of rest. It's simple, but sometimes simple is more powerful than we imagine. Number 4, watermelon. There's one fruit that shows up on many family tables every summer. It's sweet, refreshing, juicy, and easy to enjoy. I'm talking about watermelon. But here's something you might not know: when eaten at the right time and in the right way, watermelon can actually help reduce mild inflammation in the urinary tract, one of the hidden causes of frequent nighttime urination. As we get older, our urinary system naturally starts to slow down. Even a mild irritation in the bladder can confuse the brain into thinking it's time to pee, even when the bladder's barely full. That's how many of us end up waking up several times a night, struggling to get restful sleep and feeling drained in the morning. Watermelon contains lycopene, a powerful antioxidant known for its anti-inflammatory effects, especially in soft tissues like the bladder and prostate. Studies from across Europe have shown that people who regularly eat lycopene-rich foods are less likely to experience bladder irritation, nighttime urination, and that burning urgency that keeps you tossing and turning. But here's the key: timing matters. Watermelon is packed with water, so if you eat it late in the afternoon or at night, your kidneys will have to work harder, right when your body should be winding down. This leads to more urine production during the night and makes nighttime urination worse, even though watermelon itself is good for urinary health. There's a gentleman I know, Mr. Henry 70 from Tampa, Florida, who absolutely loved watermelon. He used to slice up a few pieces after dinner every night to cool off. But the result? He had to get up 2 or 3 times every night to use the bathroom. When I suggested he try eating watermelon before 2 p.m. and avoid it entirely after sunset, he gave it a shot. And after just 1 week, he saw a real difference. Fewer bathroom trips at night, deeper sleep, and no more groggy mornings. Here's how to get the most benefit. Choose ripe, red-fleshed watermelon. Let it come to room temperature and eat it slowly in small bites. Avoid drinking watermelon juice after meals, especially at night. And remember, no matter how healthy a fruit is, if you eat it at the wrong time, it can quietly become the reason your sleep keeps getting interrupted. A peaceful night's sleep doesn't always come from pills or meditation apps. Sometimes it starts with how we choose our food and when we eat it in tune with the natural rhythms of aging. A slice of watermelon at the right time can cool your stomach and calm your night. But eat it too late, and you may find yourself out of bed standing in front of the bathroom mirror at 2 a.m. with tired eyes and heavy limbs. So if you love watermelon, keep it for the morning or early afternoon. And in the evening, let your stomach and bladder get the rest they need. Because sometimes a full night's sleep only takes one small change like that. Number 5, guava. If you've ever had a backyard tree growing up, guava might feel like an old friend. A ripe guava, whether it's crisp and sweet or soft and fragrant, can take you right back to childhood. But here's something surprising behind that humble appearance. Guava can be incredibly helpful for older adults struggling with sleep disrupted by a sensitive bladder. Imagine this: you're lying in bed starting to relax, and then suddenly there's a bit of pressure in your lower back or a slight bloating sensation in your belly. You get up, head to the bathroom only to pee just a little. It's not really about how much urine is there. More often, it's the urinary tract sending out false signals from minor irritation, interrupting your rest again and again. Ripe guava is packed with vitamin C, but unlike oranges or lemons, guava contains very little citric acid. That's important, because once it's in the body, guava doesn't make your urine overly acidic. For anyone with a sensitive bladder, that makes a big difference. Less acid means less irritation. And when the bladder wall isn't inflamed or triggered, that frequent urge to urinate starts to settle down. Multiple studies show that vitamin C from guava not only supports the immune system, but also plays a role in repairing the lining of the urinary tract, easing mild inflammation in soft tissues. If you often feel a burning sensation after peeing or notice a constant urge to go even when your bladder isn't full, you might be dealing with exactly that. Let me share a real story. Mrs. Thompson, age 68, from Bakersfield, California, used to struggle with frequent urination, especially in the late afternoon and early evening. She thought it was just part of getting older, so she started drinking less water. But then her granddaughter encouraged her to try eating ripe guava every day about 3 hours before dinner and not alongside milk or tea. After a little more than a week, the difference was clear. Her sleep was no longer broken. She felt brighter in the morning and even had more energy for chatting and walking around the garden. A quick note here, it's best to choose guavas that are soft, slightly fragrant, and not too green or firm. Chew slowly and thoroughly since guava contains a good amount of insoluble fiber. Eating too fast may cause bloating, and definitely avoid pairing it with milk or yogurt, which can cause indigestion in folks with sensitive stomachs. Also, try not to eat guava too close to dinner. The ideal window is mid-afternoon, about 2 hours after lunch, and at least 3 hours before your evening meal. That gives your body time to digest and absorb the nutrients without disturbing your nighttime rest. Guava isn't just an affordable, easy-to-find fruit, it's a gentle companion that supports bladder calmness and gives your body a break from the restlessness that creeps in after dark. And sometimes all it takes is a small change to your afternoon fruit routine to unlock a full night of sleep without the sound of slippers padding down a dark hallway at 2 a.m. Deep, uninterrupted sleep doesn't begin the moment your head hits the pillow. It begins with the way you care for your body, hour by hour. And guava, when eaten the right way, might just be one of nature's quiet gifts to help you do exactly that. Part 2, 5 fruits to avoid, common triggers for nighttime urination. Not all fruits are ideal for the evening. Some, even though they seem healthy, can overstimulate the bladder and disrupt your sleep. If you're hoping to sleep through the night without interruption, here are 5 types of fruit you might want to avoid in the late afternoon or evening. Number 1, oranges and sweet lemons. Do you have a habit of eating a few orange slices or sipping lemon water in the evening to cool off or aid digestion? On the surface, it sounds like a good idea. Oranges and lemons are rich in vitamin C and are often thought to be gentle on the stomach. But for older adults, especially those who wake up at night to use the bathroom, these citrus fruits can quietly sabotage your sleep. Both oranges and sweet lemons contain a high amount of citric acid. When citric acid enters the body, it's eventually excreted through the urine. This process changes the pH of your urine, making it more acidic. And for people with sensitive bladders, acidic urine can cause a burning sensation, irritation, and frequent urges to urinate, even if there's not much urine built up yet. You might have noticed it yourself. On the nights when you snack on oranges after dinner, the urge to go to the bathroom seems to come on faster and more often. And just when your body's trying to rest, usually around midnight, your bladder starts sending signals again. Every trip to the bathroom slices your sleep into pieces, leaving you groggy and unfocused the next morning. I once spoke with a woman named Linda, 64, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She loved fresh orange juice and often made herself a glass around 7 p.m. But over time, she realized she was waking up 2 or 3 times each night to use the bathroom, and her sleep quality dropped. Once she shifted her orange juice to the morning and completely avoided it after 2 p.m., she noticed a real change within just a few days. Nutrition experts recommend that people over 50 should limit high-acid foods and drinks in the late afternoon and evening. This includes oranges, lemons, grapefruits, and mixed citrus juices. If you want the vitamin C benefits, enjoy them in the morning, when your digestion is most active and your body can better handle acidity. Also, here's an important tip: never mix citrus with milk. The citric acid can curdle the proteins in dairy, causing bloating and indigestion, especially for those with sensitive stomachs. I know giving up that after-dinner orange can be tough, but if simply switching your citrus intake from evening to before 2 p.m. can help you sleep through the night without your bladder waking you up, then it's absolutely worth a try. Because sleep isn't just about lying still. It's about recovery, giving your body a chance to heal, your heart a chance to rest, and your mind a chance to clear. And sometimes a good night's sleep begins with a small shift, like moving that glass of orange juice to breakfast time instead. Number 2, pineapple. My friend pineapple has long been a familiar fruit in many households. It's sweet, tangy, refreshingly cool, and known to support digestion. But here's something most people don't realize: eating pineapple at the wrong time of day, especially in the late afternoon or evening, can send your body the wrong signals. And that can lead to you waking up in the middle of the night, needing to use the bathroom even when you don't really need to go. Pineapple contains a special enzyme called bromelain. This compound helps speed up digestion by stimulating your gut to contract more quickly and move food through faster. That sounds like a good thing, and for many it is. But as we get older, our bladder and intestines sit close together. When the intestines are stimulated or bloated, they press up against the bladder. That light pressure can fool the bladder into reacting long before it's actually full. So what happens? Your body misreads the signal. Your brain thinks it's time to pee, even though your bladder isn't ready. You wake up, get out of bed, walk to the bathroom only to go a little, or sometimes nothing at all. And if this happens 2 or 3 times a night, your sleep ends up broken and shallow. You wake up feeling sore, groggy, and far from refreshed. Let me tell you about Mr. Sam 66 from Jacksonville, Florida. He used to enjoy a few slices of pineapple after dinner. It helped him feel light and clean, and he loved the flavor. But over the past few months, he noticed he was waking up more often at night and couldn't figure out why. A family member suggested he try cutting out the pineapple at night and switch to something gentler like banana or pear. And sure enough, after just a few days, he was sleeping more soundly. Now he still enjoys pineapple, but only in the morning or early afternoon, and everything feels normal again. Nutrition experts say that while bromelain is great for digestion and may even help reduce inflammation, it can also overstimulate the digestive system if consumed at the wrong time, especially in people with sensitive digestion. That overstimulation can lead to restlessness and bladder pressure that comes and goes without clear reason, which can take a serious toll on your sleep. Pineapple is also moderately acidic. If eaten in the evening, it may cause a mild burning sensation in the urinary tract, especially if your bladder is already sensitive. And if you eat it on an empty stomach or pair it with heavy foods like red meat or fried dishes, it can lead to bloating, which adds more pressure to the bladder. That's why I'm not saying you need to cut pineapple out of your life. If you enjoy the sweet, tangy taste, there's no need to give it up. Just adjust when you eat it. Morning or before 2 p.m. is ideal. That way your body has plenty of time to digest it before bedtime. Also choose pineapple that's just ripe, not overly green, and avoid eating it when your stomach is completely empty. A good night's sleep doesn't come just from closing your eyes. It comes from preparing your body to truly relax, free from bladder pressure or digestive restlessness. And sometimes swapping out that evening plate of pineapple for something gentler can make all the difference in how your night goes. Number 3, grapes. Have you ever enjoyed a cool, sweet bunch of grapes after dinner, only to feel a little bloated or gassy afterward, without really knowing why grapes are a favorite for many people? They're sweet, easy to eat, no peeling required, and usually seedless. But behind that friendly appearance, grapes can quietly interfere with your sleep, especially if you're over 50. Grapes are naturally high in sugar. When your digestion slows down, which often happens as we age, this sugar can begin to ferment in the stomach. That fermentation produces gas, which causes bloating. And when your abdomen swells with gas, the pressure can shift downward right onto the bladder. Even if your bladder isn't full, this pressure can trick your brain into thinking, time to pee. And what happens next? You wake up, you get out of bed, you go to the bathroom, only to pass a small amount of urine or sometimes none at all. Then you return to bed, and just when you start to drift off, the same sensation comes back. These false urges break up your sleep, and you wake up feeling groggy, drained, and not nearly as refreshed as you should. That's not all. Even though grape skins are thin, they contain tannins, a compound that's hard to digest for many older adults. If you eat grapes without chewing thoroughly, the skins make your stomach work harder. For folks with sensitive digestion, that can mean a heavy, unsettled feeling through the night, making it hard to fall asleep or easy to wake up. Let me tell you about Ms. Linda, age 63, from Asheville, North Carolina. She used to love snacking on grapes after dinner. She said they felt light better than heavier fruits like jackfruit or durian. But over time, she noticed she was waking up 2 or 3 times each night with the urge to pee. Once she stopped eating grapes in the evening and switched to mornings, she began sleeping more deeply. Her sleep was more stable, and she felt sharper and brighter the next day. According to digestive health experts from the American Nutrition Institute, fruits that ferment easily like grapes, mangoes, or lychees can increase gas production and trigger mild bowel stimulation if eaten too close to bedtime. That helps explain why some people wake up at night to urinate even when they haven't been drinking much water. So if you still enjoy the sweet, refreshing flavor of grapes, I wouldn't tell you to give them up. Just shift the timing. Morning or early afternoon is best when your stomach is empty, digestion is strong, and your body can process them fully without nighttime consequences. And always chew slowly, choose seedless varieties, wash them thoroughly, and avoid eating them on an empty stomach. Good sleep in our later years doesn't happen by chance. It's something we protect through small intentional habits, like choosing the right fruit at the right time. And sometimes all it takes is skipping that bunch of grapes after dinner to give your body the peace it needs for a full, uninterrupted night of rest without those phantom signals from your lower belly. Number 4, orange juice or mixed fruit juice. My friend, a lot of people have the habit of drinking a glass of orange juice or a mixed fruit juice blend in the late afternoon or evening. They believe it's good for digestion, helps cool the liver, and provides a healthy dose of vitamins. But here's the part, most folks don't know that seemingly healthy drink could be the reason you're tossing and turning at night, making repeated trips to the bathroom without ever truly feeling relieved. The issue lies in the concentrated form of juice. When fresh fruit is juice, the natural acids and fructose sugars don't disappear. In fact, they become more concentrated. And because you're not chewing or mixing it with saliva, your body absorbs it very quickly. That sudden absorption raises the acidity in your urine, which can irritate the lining of the bladder, already thinner and more sensitive in people over 50. Once irritated, the bladder tends to send frequent signals to the brain, creating the constant feeling of needing to go, even if your bladder isn't full. So you get up, go to the bathroom, pass just a little urine, and before you can fall back asleep, that uncomfortable urge returns. The cycle of need to pee, barely go, return to bed, need to pee again, repeats through the night, leaving you feeling unrested by morning. Mr. Dennis, 69, from Sacramento, used to drink a mixed juice blend every night, orange, passion fruit, and apple. He said it helped him relax and fall asleep more easily. But recently he found himself waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., going to the bathroom, and still feeling like he needed to go. Once he switched to warm water in the evening and cut out nighttime juice, his sleep improved dramatically. According to a study from Harvard University, citrus-based juices consumed at the wrong time, especially in the evening, can increase bladder contractions and lead to mild urinary disturbances. Plus, the natural sugars in fruit juice can cause a slight spike in blood sugar at night, which may wake your body up for no clear reason, often followed by that familiar urge to urinate. Here's something important to remember. Unlike whole fruit juice, contains no fiber. It's absorbed quickly and acts directly on your system. So if you truly want juice, have it in the morning. Or even better, eat the whole orange or tangerine segment by segment. Chew, slowly swallow gently so your body can process it more naturally and gradually. A drink taken at the wrong time can quietly steal your night's rest. And sometimes simply swapping that glass of juice for a cup of warm water is enough to make your body feel grateful. Because a restful night without pacing back and forth to the bathroom often begins with small choices, like when you drink, not just what you drink. Number 5, raw tomato. Have you ever had raw tomato as a side dish, maybe with rice or in a salad, thinking it was cooling and healthy? You're not wrong, tomatoes do offer many benefits. But when eaten raw, especially in the evening, they can quietly cause some unexpected issues, like persistent nighttime urination without a clear reason. Raw tomatoes contain a notable amount of oxalic acid, a compound that can crystallize as it moves through the kidneys, forming tiny particles in your urine. These crystals don't cause immediate pain, but they can lightly irritate the bladder.